8 मार्च को या उससे पहले 7 मार्च को हमें एक अमेरिका ने एक बाहर से मुल्क ने, मैं नाम मतलब मेरा कि किसी और बाहर से मुल्क से हमें मैसेज आती है कि ये एक किसी आज़ाद मुल्क के लिए जिस तरह की हमें मैसेज आई है, ये है तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर के ख़िलाफ़ ही सिर्फ, लेकिन ये हमारी कौम के ख़िलाफ़ है।
Pakistani politicians over the decades have a habit of blaming foreign forces, destabilizing their politics and their economy because their track record in governance has been pathetic. So they have always tried to bring in the role of foreign forces in destabilizing their country and their economy. And in most cases, the finger was towards India. I mean, if you look at the common narrative in Pakistan, that India is the country with the biggest Pakistan's second biggest neighbor, which is trying to destabilize Pakistan. This has been the narrative across regimes and backed by the men in union. This is the first time, interestingly, that Imran has tried to blame US for trying to destabilize his government, and he has also named Donald Lu, who is Assistant Secretary for South and Central Asia, that he blamed that this is the man who went to his ambassador designate or ambassador in US and told them for a regime change. This is essentially not a Donald Lu's job. I mean, if there is a regime change, it is. I mean, there are other people in the US establishment who have been inspiring such regime change in various parts of the world. I mean, Donald Lu is not known as somebody who is behind any color revolution or regime changes in various parts of the world that he served. He has served in India twice, political officer and then as deputy ambassador in India. He is an old South Asia hand. He's also served in Central Asia. Pakistan's new ambassador in US is facing a lot of flack because of his track record in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and has in his links with Lashkar-e-Taiba and various other groups. Imran has tried to, for the last couple of months, have tried to kind of blame US. The more he got cornered, he started actually praising India, surprisingly. He started saying that, look at India's policy, India is not tilted towards a particular country. It is part of the Quad, and yet it buys oil from Russia, so it has a very balanced approach. He has kept on, harping on this narrative, and suddenly he found love in India. Army chief set the record straight, actually. He said that he said in as many words that Pakistan has to improve relations with the US, and indicated that Pakistan's flirtation with Russia, which started a couple of years back, which will no longer make major progress, because I think the army chief is very clear that he wants to revive the old mojo, of US-Pakistan relationship, because Pakistan used to be the US's #1 partner in South Asia during the Cold War period and continued even into the 90s. Then India-US relationships improved, and then slowly US lost its kind of, apart from the counter-terrorism, the portfolio, and Afghanistan, US has virtually, has now limited kind of exposure in Pakistan. But the army, it seems the army chief wants to revive that. And because the biggest benefit that will happen is the IMF loans and also try to probably get out of Pakistan from the grey list. I think he is also probably sensing an opportunity because of some tense moments in India-US relationship over the Ukraine crisis, and he feels there is an opportunity for Pakistan to exploit this and bring the old relationship back in track, and in the process bring money. And if you look at Imran's track record in last 3.5 years, actually he did little to improve relations with US. He definitely met Donald Trump, and his 3.5 year term, 2 year was marked by COVID. So I think Bajwa felt that because the relationship with West is deteriorating, Pakistan is still continues the grey list, and Pakistan's economy is touching new lows. So Pakistan may actually head towards a Sri Lanka type situation. While Imran has asked the president of the country to dissolve the assemblies which have been dissolved and called for fresh elections, I think all eyes are on the Supreme Court Chief Justice, who will decide on the no confidence motion. It was actually somebody who was propped up by the men in uniform. He didn't have any organic support in Pakistan, apart from sections which were elite actually. Now it is a test of Imran's popularity in Pakistan. Whether he'll be able to convince the common people that he was I mean, he was genuinely a non-corrupt person, and he was genuinely trying to improve. And whether and maybe he will play this anti-US card to gain some popularity. Definitely, Pakistan is one country where the elites are with US and the street is anti-US. So he will definitely fight this for it.